To the STB Racing League Season 11 United States Grand Prix, live here from the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. I'm STB Maldi, back in the com box once again, and with me tonight is Absolutlol. Absolutlol, you alright?
Hello guys.
Yeah. So, this track, one of the more modern, recent circuits added to the calendar. What's your thoughts about the Circuit of the Americas?
I think it's a very good track with, you know, a lot of iconic corners with like the S's and the old Turkey turn A in the final sector. It brings back a lot of memory from earlier games and earlier tracks.
Definitely. I was definitely a fan of the Istanbul circuit. So yeah, America hasn't really been known for having very successful Formula 1 races. Of course, 2005, that big tyre scandal that we had of Michelin's and Bridgestone's, which I actually watched again in preparation for this race at the weekend. But America does serve to be a very interesting circuit. 2 straights on the track, I believe.
Yep.
And of course, we've got some great drivers in this league as well. But another great driver we got in the league is DJ Danny, who we're actually going to interview. We're going to interview 2 drivers in this qualifying section. Absolutely, because obviously qualifying isn't that exciting until later on, till the latter stages of the section. So we're going to invite DJ Danny for a quick interview now, and then later on we're going to interview Toxic Fusion, who could well clinch the World Championship if he plays his card right. So, DJ Danny, hello, make sure you include your audio. We're here in the United States. We've had some good races, you know, you've had some very good races, you know, joining the... what's been your highlight so far in the season? Okay. So you've basically been put down for next season. Obviously, there's 4 races left in the season now. There's not really much you can do in, you know, securing championship or, you know, whatever else. What are your aspirations for the 12th season? Pretty decent. One other thing as well, before this race I announced the race calendar for next season. What track are you most happy about staying, and what track did you not hear and you're a bit Right, sorry to disturb you. A great lap there from Bird Absolutlol, one of the only drivers this season who actually seemed to beat Eddie Ploney in qualifying.
Yep.
We're going to see how this battle commences. But,
He was very committed to being Eddie Brody. He was very committed to win this race. Talked to him before the race.
Yes, very committed to practice as well. Anyway, Danny, continue. Sorry. What track are you most happy about staying for next season, and what track are you not? Or you're not happy to see go, from what you heard?
Generally one of my strongest tracks.
Okay. Okay.
I find that, I mean, I've seen
Okay. Thank you, Danny. and I wish you luck with the rest of qualifying.
Thank you.
We're going to interview Fusion now, who, Absolutlol, has a chance of getting his third STB championship and becoming the most successful STB driver that there has ever been across the 4 years. So, hello
think he
Fusion,
will.
which includes your audio. Thanks for the invite. I'm going to give you a quick interview before you can go back out on circuit and try and improve your lap. You need to get 15 points more than Eric Stander.
Yeah.
Not racing, that's pretty easy. And
Yeah, it should be.
5 more points than Perondi to clinch the World Championship here in America. What's your mindset? And what do you think is the possibility of us interviewing you after the race as the season 11 champion?
Well, I'd say the chances of Brondi lagging out are pretty big. So I'd say yeah. I think I'll gain the points over both of them. So chances are we'll be champion after.
Okay.
So yay.
We've had so many great drivers over the seasons. Alex Stone, David Taz, 2 drivers that have had multiple championships. How do you feel that it's now pretty much in stone that you're gonna be the most successful STB driver after this season?
Yeah, no, it's gonna be pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it would take some beating for somebody to come in and get three world championships.
Yeah, well, you definitely put
So-
the time in, you put the effort in, and yeah, I can only applaud you for
Or if I'm still here.
your great performance. You know, this season and all the other seasons, and of course, yes, you're still here. And yeah, 2 weeks' time, it's the 4-year anniversary, which we're going to be very excited about. So yeah,
Yeah.
good luck for this race, Fusion, and maybe we could be seeing you out there.
Also, it's gonna be a
after
wet
the
race.
as champion. He's actually.
Oh,
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for your
Nice.
information.
This is next lap invalidated.
I was just about to ask you actually, so thank you for that info. Okay, Fusion, I'll
Might as well
leave you to
retire
it,
now. Yeah.
and good luck. So, yeah,
He's
right, so
okay.
Fusion-
Bye bye.
Fusion, a bit of a mistake, absolutely there on his lap, but he's still P4. He's still on a very decent position there. Absolutlol. What can you conclude about Fusion? He's been a very, very consistent driver,
I
hasn't he?
think
this year?
Fusion is very consistent, and he can pick up the points when other competitors of his don't get them, like Eddie Perondi lagging out, Eric Stander not racing that much, or not coming to races for a few of them, or crashing out. Also, another thing I wanted to say that
Sorry.
you forgot about Levke, that is joining this league, now in B6 and going for his fast lap.
Oh yeah, he's back in the league as well. He raced back in 2015, took a break for 2016 around the back end of that game, and he's cut that corner there, so that's not a good time for him. He's going to back off. And
He hasn't got any fuel left.
He's retired.
Yep,
That's
he's
it.
retired.
He's going to get back onto Ramsey, who I believe is on a pretty decent lap. But yeah, Levke back in the league. Wanted to try it out for another race, so he's back in where he belongs, back in STB. Of course, under the name now as VSR. So yeah, we've actually got a lot of VSR drivers. VSR starting in 15th. He's BRL Gabriel. We've got VSR Gravity, VSR Lev Kia, VSR Berg, VSR Eddie Cron. So a lot of VSR drivers heading up the team there and representing them in a great light as they're all up there. Very quick.
As
Only them
Eddie
on
Perondi goes fastest.
32.7. Bird has actually done 4 attempts quicker than that in practice. I have seen him, so he's definitely done a better lap in the past. Let's see what he can do around this lap now. He's looking pretty strong on this lap so far. I don't really know the sectors around this circuit. It's not really a circuit that I know much of as BOR Button. Decent qualifying for me. He's P12. So.
Watching Topio, who's down in B9 right now. Going through the final corner. I think he's got it. Yes, he's got the final corner. He's not happy.
Oh, well, that's a bit interesting. We've got PT on the inside of Total Pure for turn 1.
Yeah,
sort of
he got a
impeding?
bit of oversteer and just went up the inside of Till. He was in the middle of the track.
Can he potentially beat Eddie Perondi on his lap? Made a mockery of that corner. Here we go. Can he do it?
He goes.
Yes, he can.
Fastest.
T1.
2/10.
2/10 of a second quicker than VSR.
Does Eddie Perondi have
Eddie
anything to
Perondi.
respond with?
Bird is on it like a car bonnet here in the USA. He's showing those American fans of Formula One what he's made of.
He
Made a bit of-
improved, I think.
Pardon?
Did improve, but Eddie Perondi did improve, but not by enough.
Yeah, he
Another
did,
10th.
and then Bird just absolutely came out of nowhere and got that incredible pole position, like many times before in STB. So, Absolutlol, it's looking to be a pretty decent race. You know, we've got drivers all over the place on the grid. Bird's beat Eddie Perondi, and it's a wet race. But the grid for the United States Grand Prix is: first is Bird, second is Eddie Perondi, third is Ivanzi 18, fourth is Tysex Fusion, potentially could be champion after this race. Fifth is Legend X, sixth is VSR Sierra, who is BR Gabriel, seventh is Finnish Player, eighth is VSR Lev Kia, ninth is VSR Gravity, 10th is Professor Rage X, 11th is Total Pure, 12th is TRPT, disappointing qualifying from him, 13th is Typhon Killer, 14th is BOR Button, he's been knocked down from 11th earlier on in the session, and 15th, closing up the back of the field, is DJ Danny. So Absolutlol, we're back in the continent of North America. What an incredible continent this is for racing. Obviously not had the best opinion by some people from 2005 and various other races, but Absolutlol, it's a wet race. Who's going to win here in Austin?
I think the winner will be Eddie Perondi if he doesn't lag out. If he will, then it's going to go to Bird. Because
quite
Edu
looking
can
forward to
be
seeing,
very dangerous in the wet.
Total Pure, because he's looked very good in the wet as well. Remember Belgium?
I think
Japan
B
looked
is
pretty
in
quick, so we could be seeing
falling through.
I personally think Perondi's got a chance, definitely. Yeah, I'm going to put my money on Perondi if he doesn't lag out, yeah, definitely. Okay, then Absolutlol, here we go, America. Fusion needs to get 15 more points than Eric Stander. That's easy, but 5 more points than Eddie Perondi. Can he win the World Championship of Season 11 STB? Absolutlol, here we go, going for X, Professor Rage now, and it is 4 light. It's 5 light.
The jump start's still pure
That's a
and
jump start from the turn
another
for
one.
Professor Rage there. That's going to give him a drive-through penalty.
Professor Rage
He's absolutely mucked the start up there. We have got now Danny to
Pure
turn
as
number
well-
1. It's
as well as
absolutely shenanigans down here. Turn 1. Bird in provisional P1 now. Going to look back down and back in the field. I don't really like using this T-pod cam. And Lev Kia's off the circuit. Gravity's off the circuit. There's been a big major collision down there at the back. Pete has been involved in that. Lev Kia's also been involved. He's retired from the Grand Prix there.
Kia's out.
And it is it's like 2012 weather, Absolutlol. It's like 2012.
Yeah. Wanted to point out that Topio as well has got a drive-through to his 12th. He will have a very uphill race and probably a time trial race, what I like to call them.
Definitely, yeah. That's pretty interesting. Fusion then, at this moment in time, will not win the World Championship, but you know, he's still got 3 races left. Pretty much that he is going to win it. Of course, now Professor Rage in P1, he of course jumped that start, so we can quickly have a check actually if he actually got a penalty for that. Yeah, so drive-through penalty.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, drive-through penalty then for the Toro Rosso, so he's going to have to serve that, otherwise he will get disqualified from the session. But this has been an incredible start for these drivers, very wet as well. As I said, I'll reiterate, reminding us of the 2012 kind of like hurricane. Is it a hurricane? Yeah, storms.
Yep.
Hurricane that we had
But
in
is
2012,
really
that
going
was-
sideways and being held up by Professor Ajax.
Only Professor Age goes into the pit lane, makes it easy for these drivers, hopefully, yeah. So, here we go then. Bird leads the United States Grand Prix, Absolutlol, but Eddie Perondi follows in closely. This is going to be a nice little race here in America. Burundi though on the back of Bird. Can he go for that dive bomb? No, he can't. He's just going to stay there. He's not going to go for any stupid moves in this race. Fusion in P4. He's just following.
DJ Danny's running to finish player. Yeah, took bar and up inside into turn 1, but
Well, Button's gone off the circuit there. That's going to give Danny the opportunity, and Typhon's behind as well. I think Typhon might be struggling with that Williams that he's got underneath him. And I really want to know what happened at the back there between PT and Gravity and all that lot, because there was a lot of contact down there. Fusion then, pressuring Ivanzi, Absolutlol, down into this hairpin corner. This is pretty close between the top 4, like between the top 5 actually as well. Wouldn't you agree?
yeah, I agree. The biggest gap is from pretty much our legend, which is 1.4 seconds. And if they keep battling like they are now, that gap will come down.
Fusion, sorry to disturb you there. Fusion on the curb. Can he get the inside of Ivanzi here? He needs this for the World Championship. He wants to clinch it here in United States. And he can't do it. Ivanzi there defends to see that. He just defends his life, and that is incredible. TVS upper on the Bird. He won 2. Bird's looking pretty strong. Of course, he's got the wheel absolute lot, so there's a possibility that he struggles in the wet because of that wheel. But he's definitely shown he's got the pace, matching Eddie Perron, it looks like. So, great start from him there. He won.
I'm focusing on the ball 7 to place. They are even closer than I think the top 4.
So, looks like Typhon's got the overtake done on DJ Danny. DJ Danny wants to be battling for podiums and wins, and we've got a bit of thing going on between the top 2 there. We've got Perondi off the circuit by Bird. Bird is defending hard, and Ivanzi has complained about the lag that he experiences in races, and Eddie Perondi could be an issue here in America. Typhon's off the circuit as well now. Someone's joined, I don't know who that is. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, left, thank God.
Looking pretty interesting. Peter now on the back of Danny.
This is looking interesting.
It's much better than the Japanese Grand Prix last week at the moment. So that's looking good. Ivanzi now in the slipstream of Eddie Perondi now. Fusion looks to have lost a bit of time through the Mercedes. We're going to see now down into here with Ivanzi. Very close on the back of Eddie Perondi now. Top 5 looking very close, but of course we've seen in Japan, you know, anything can happen, and yeah. Gravity.
So up your bit in.
Gravity
I don't know
and
why.
Danny defending here from VSR Gravity, and Gravity's going to try and get the take done, but no. Danny's there going to defend his line. Keep an eye on that battle, Absolutlol, if you'd like to do that, be helpful. Fusion there, just helping Ivanzi round the corner, and now Fusion's going to go up the inside of the Sauber driver. Ivanzi's past teammates actually, and there you go. Fusion back up in a P3 where he needs to be to clinch the championship if Perondi finishes in 5th, but we're going to have to see that later on in the race. So Absolutlol. Pretty decent start at the moment. Who do you think have been the...
It's pretty decent as Danny defends from Gravity.
Yeah, sorry. So who do you think have been the gains and the losses in this race?
The big gain has to be Bull Button, 6 places in 4 laps, as well as DJ Danny, 5 places. Just got overtaken but into turn 2 Butty. The rest can stay the same.
I have to say, VSR Gravity looked very quick in that Center S section, that first section. Looked very quick.
He's maybe running high downforce as B tries to go around the outside of Danny.
He locks up. Can he try and get the overtake done on the Red Bull of DJ Danny now? We're going to see slipstream and everything. Here we go then.
Toxic Fusion
Slipstream.
is dropping back.
Yeah, I can see that as well.
He hasn't got the pace.
Here we go then. PT gonna go around the outside of DJ Danny. Gravity's caught up to BOR button, so he's gonna try and get past him as quickly as possible. I think there might be a good battle later on in the race between Gravity and PT actually. For potentially, I'm thinking maybe P5 they can get themselves together and perhaps battle for a high position. Here we go. Absolutlol around the outside. No. And he's got the line. On the outside.
But it's just fast lap, 53.4.
Fastest lap of the race. PT struggling to get past Danny. Here we go. So many great battles in this race. I'll be intrigued to find out as well. Absolutlol, if the rain's going to calm down in this race. It looks like the sun is trying to peer through the clouds there. So perhaps
Yeah,
we could still
I
be
just
seeing some.
checked on Race Director about the Birds and Burondi's laps. Turns out Burondi only lost 13 thousandths of a second of that Bird's fast lap. They are pretty much locked together.
I think Bird has definitely got the opportunity to win his first ever STB race. It's going to be interesting. Right, Total Pure.
Ooh, Total Pure.
Doing the pace
We're
there, but
clean
he's got in the
air.
way. So then, PRPT, that's kind of died down a bit, and now we've got Gravity on the back of BOR button. Button there, defending, trying to break the slipstream. Look at the slipstream that Gravity's got. Look at the extra pace down the straight. He must have had an incredible exit out of that corner, and he's in the P8 now. So that's him up in the P8. Next up is his teammate, who's in the VSR team, VSR Sierra, who's currently behind Finnish player 16. So we're going to have a quick eye on the battle. We're also going to have a quick eye on the battle between Bird and Burondi as well. Absolutely, I'd like to keep an eye on that. And keep an eye on Finnish player in Sierra right now.
Oh yeah, this is great run for 22.
Very, very interesting racing right now. All across the field as well, which I'm loving it. I'm loving the battles across the field. But here we go, Eddie Burondi trying to
breaks at
size up the
52.
move on Bird. Bird goes defensive down in turn one. Absolutely, I'd like to take us through this first sector.
So turn 2 is very easy to lose the car or go sideways. And the S's, you just have to keep the momentum through. You can't go off your line. You'll get probably a penalty for that. You have to go every single lap in the same lane. You can't go even probably, I don't know, centimeters of that if you want to go through them with the maximum speed.
Burondi looking very, very close on pace. Ivan's looking quick on Fusion. Fusion's looking like he's losing pace. Burondi and Bird here, but yeah.
Burondi trying something up inside.
Here we go. Bird's going to go defensive. Probably going to close that door now. But Bird's still going to leave enough space for Burondi to still make the corner. Still try and get that overtake potentially done on the Red Bull. But Birdie's not having none of it. What he said earlier in the week, he wanted his first STB win. It looks like he could easily be getting that with that sort of defending manoeuvres.
DJ Danny, I think just took B.
Yeah, looks like PT is struggling to actually get past this group, and Danny's made a mistake. And PT could try and go around the outside.
He's
No,
trying
so
to switch
Petey's
back, but there's
still-
not enough traction.
Yeah, still behind that pack there. It's not doing him any favours, he's staying behind them. He needs to, get a hurry on. Bird then, P1. Still, lap 7, defending against the mighty Eddie Burondi, as I like to call him. Very interesting. Eddie Burondi, of course, the only driver, unfortunately, in STB that can't speak well English, but that's not an issue. And Bird has got a penalty. Bird has 3-second time penalty.
This is gonna be
Quickly have a look.
crucial.
Absolutlol, if Perondi's got one. Perondi's not got one, so Bird needs
don't
to be
think he has.
careful here in America. It looks like he's really under pressure now from Eddie Perondi. Here we go then. Gonna hit the
Told you
inside
about
line.
the first sector, you can't go off the line.
Yeah,
You
Bird's
get
made a
penalties
mistake as
straight
well.
away.
Not a good exit. Here we go. In the slipstream. Here we go. Here we go in the slipstream now. What is he going to do here in America? Can he get past him? Bird's going to be on the inside. He's going to do a late break. He's been known for his late breaking across the all of the seasons in STB.
The Bird locked up.
He's done it. He has got past Perondi. Perondi's going to try and go around back up the inside, but Bird, great defensive moves there on the Mercedes. Oh, absolutely, obviously incredible. This is absolutely incredible between these
Danny
pair of drivers.
sideways almost.
Vanzi as well, looking very quick against Fusion. Button looks to be getting a lot of penalties.
I think the third one.
Yeah, a lot of penalties for him. PT still cannot get past Danny. Danny's definitely putting up a good fight here. And Professor Ray's getting
Very,
involved,
very
so it's going to be a
difficult to
four-way battle
overtake here
perhaps
of the line.
later on in the race. Absolutlol. Don't know if you're seeing this, but Pete is really struggling trying to get past Danny.
I think he might be quicker, but just not able to overtake him.
Yeah. The OR Button then, trying to break the slipstream, double moving, that's going to be
I think that's a 3 wide instead
bit
of 1.
dangerous. We go, DJ Danny though is going to try and commit.
Eddie
Perondi's
Perondi,
got a
3
penalty
seconds.
now as well. Danny tries to commit on the inside and can't get the move done, but now we have to try and still give space to PT here, which he tries to get past the OR Button. It's looking like to be a nice little battle, but I'm sure PT, who at one stage was actually in the hunt for the championship, not anymore of course, but was in the hunt mathematically for the championship. He's not liking this battle. He should be up there. P3, P4. Should be up there.
Got a bad qualifying. I think he started 12th. Yeah, he started 12th and didn't get any position. It's very hard to overtake right now for him.
Definitely. Cyphon Killer looks to be very struggling. He's down in P14. Not looking
He's on intermediate. That's why.
immediate. Is he? He's on Wex on my screen.
I just saw through the spectator menu. On the menu, he's got inters on for me.
Oh, okay.
I'll check with my.
Nah, Button. Sorry.
I don't know
needs
why,
to-
but my.
Oh, wait there. Sorry, Professor Ray just got the overtake done on PT, and now he's going to go around, try and go around the outside of his Red Bull, kind of like inter-team kind of battle. You know, the academy of drivers at Red Bull. He's going to try and commit to dive up the inside of the Red Bull. He can't do it. First at the fastest lap of the race now. He's definitely got the pace over Perondi and PT in P12. This is a decent battle. I'm not going to lie. Pretty decent. As they come now and
Yeah, like 2 or 3 battles.
Button looks to be struggling here. Well, this is much better than Japan was. Mark my words. Perondi then. Gap seems to be changing, probably because of lag. Because it went to a second a minute ago. And it's jumped down to 4/10 now. So, Perondi can't find a way through Bird. Can't find a way through past Bird, whatever you want to call it. I don't really know the phrase. But yeah, these two are in a class of their own. Fusion and Avanzi 5 seconds down the road, and then we've got Village next a further 2, who is struggling to get the power down around that corner. And PT on the inside. DJ Danny, and there's been a lot of contact there. Bit of contact. And Pete tries to commit down the inside, and Danny, very aggressive. That's a bit like Verstappen-esque move, that is. Perondi now, Absolutlol.
Yeah, Visa Zero just overtook Finnish player, but Finnish player trying to get that back.
Professor Rage has retired out of the American Grand Prix. Looks like there's been some sort of contact, and he's out of the US Grand Prix.
DJ Danny lost his back end. He's lost about a second.
Yeah, Petey must be absolutely fuming at this point. He must be fuming. He had a lot of problems trying to get past Danny. So I'm surprised he's been that patient to try and still be behind him and still try and be patient with him, because very annoying for the sort of defending that Danny was doing there. Okay, so let me get back now to Bird and Parondi.
Okay, Professor Ajax just put in the chat that he had an orange rear wing.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how that is possible, but
I think he means the damage.
yeah, but how can you get damage to the rear wing unless you get
Rear wing?
unless you
I
get
don't know.
hit?
I thought you said the front wing. Sorry, my apologies.
No, it's the rear wing.
Okay,
So
so moving on. Sorry, Absolutlol. The gaps are looking pretty big now between some of these drivers. PT, currently in P10, and try and get.
I think he's
past.
the one who hit because he hasn't got a polished front wing. I'm just checking through everyone who is there. He's the only one.
Fusion. Sorry, no. Fusion looks like he's got part of his front wing missing as well. Actually, by the looks of it.
Probably ran into the back of Perondi. Now that's why he is those 5 seconds back.
Probably. A lot of people getting corner cuts. It's mostly those people in the midfield near the back of the pack there. So that's not good for them, is it? Oh,
Sarah's
VSR
retired.
Sierra has had to retire from the race. What's happened there?
Hasn't left still the
He's
session.
just retired. So
No, he's
back
left.
to do something.
Maybe he had to go
Here we
somewhere.
go. Absolutlol defensive moves, and Edu Parondi! Edu Parondi has just pushed Bird off the circuit. It gives the position back
Bird's
to Bird, but that
furious,
was
I can see that.
Very, very aggressive from the Brazilian. That was very aggressive, over-aggressive there from the Mercedes. And Bird is not going to be happy with that. He's going to be pooing himself. He's going to be absolutely pooing himself in that cockpit, because that could have been the end of his race right there. So there you go. Button.
Button's out as well, but he retired in the pit lane. He has to go
Might have
somewhere.
been absolutely fuming because I'm getting anywhere.
Maybe
but
as
there
well.
you go. Missing out the possibility to get points there. So there you go. Ivanzi then trying to get past Fusion as best he can. Parondi ran the outside of Bird. Bird's going to defend his line. But Parondi's going to have the traction.
Dutch.
Can he try and do it? Can he try and commit down the inside?
I'm actually doing the same.
He's done it. He's done it. Edu Parondi takes the lead of the United States Grand Prix. Can Bird try and get back past the Brazilian now? We're all about keeping
I've
with him.
actually only now got Toxic. In pretty much the same manner as Perondi got Bird.
Oh, we missed that.
You were watching that, I was watching that.
So yeah, Bird. He's lost it now. He's lost that first place. There you go. Fusion now. Can we try and get back past Ivanzi? At this moment in time, Parondi would have got enough points over Fusion to still mathematically be in a chance of winning the championship when we go to Mexico. So there you go. And at this point, it wouldn't even be enough to clear Eric Stander out of the standings for that potential first place in the championship. So there you go. At this moment in time, there's no way for Fusion to win the championship. Absolutely wrong.
Well, yeah, but we've still got half the race to go, and with Edu, those internet being on the other side of the world, anything can happen.
Yeah, anything can happen.
He just started lagging for me. His engine started lagging. Okay.
PT then. Looks like he's cleared DJ Danny, so now he's going to try and get on the back of VSI Gravity now. Very spaced out. It looks like it's around the around 7, 8, maybe 9 second mark between the top 5. And it goes all the way down to 15 seconds back. Of course, you've got the intervals. 15 seconds back to finish player. But finish player looking like an incredible job in P6, but he is losing a bit of time with VSI Gravity now, so he does need to look out for that.
I think this race could be a full wet race because right now Danny has got just under a lap of minus fuel. Ellie had only 7.7 laps of fuel, but now he's trying to overtake B. He's probably burning.
He must be fuming. Like the amount of time he's lost behind the drivers of Danny, Button, people like that. He must be absolutely fuming. He'll still be behind these drivers.
Bird again, another 3 seconds.
Bird, feeling it now. He's lost his mojo at the moment. He's definitely lost his mojo here. 2 penalties now, whereas Perondi's only got the 1, so he needs to be careful. It looks like he's better when he's in that mindset of I need to catch him, I need to keep him behind. Because now he's 1.1 seconds. He's decreasing the gap by a few hundred with attempts.
He's probably a bit slower than him.
But he's still struggling, and that's not good for him because he said to us as well, Absolutlol, he wants to beat Eddie Perondi. He wants to get his first STB win. And, you know, it's not going to be possible. And Total Pure he's out of the race. He has had enough of the race.
Didn't quite catch it. I was watching Danny.
He's out. He's out of the race. He's left the session. He's had enough. And there you go. Xbox is probably off now as Burr's made a massive mistake around that corner. He has to now get back in focus. Yeah.
Xbox still on.
Yep. I bet Total Pio's Xbox has been switched off Absolutlol. There you go. Be absolutely fuming. Then you just caught it on the curb and you just spam. And that's what happened to him. Fortunate. Yeah, I don't really like to say it, but I do kind of agree that it could well be a wet race, a full wet race. Doesn't look like the rain is improving.
PT bits for new
From
wet,
my end,
probably.
anyway. I don't know about the drivers. But, so look what tyres Peter's going to go on. Another set of wets.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a full wet.
It looks like the track isn't really getting any better. And on my screen, he has just drove out the garage. So, there you go. Gravity then, catching a few attempts every lap. It looks like on finished players. So it looks like we could be having a nice little battle commencing for P6. And we've got O-Legend X catching up to Fusion, Absolutlol. So we've still got some battles starting to emerge in the top 5.
That's very correct.
So it's looking pretty decent. I'm pretty happy myself with how O-Legend's season has gone. Because O-Legend, he was complaining about so many problems that arose for him in the start of the season. He's definitely got, you know, the just the top speed. He's doing a lot better now. Keeping out of lap trouble, and he's now coming into the pit lane. So we're going to see what tyres he's going to go on.
We're based down by like 3 to 4 seconds. Even Bird is losing a lot.
O-Legend then. There could be a little battle commencing, perhaps. between a Legend and Gravity, maybe, as they come out their pit lane. No, but it could well be the two McLarens, so we do need to keep an eye on that, absolutely. Though. It could be a little battle starting between the two McLarens. Ivanzi there.
Thanks to Gertz.
Penalty for him, and it looks like Bird is losing the time to Eddie Perondi, so could well be out of the picture now to win, but anything can happen, as you said, Absolutlol. And Oda's next now is to try and find a way past his teammate.
With no tyres, that should be fairly easy because new tyres on a wet track does mean a lot. It does give a lot of flat time.
Definitely. That fresh tread picking up the water, definitely going to help him.
Finish below, let him go.
Yeah, bit of team orders from the McLaren boys there. Very respectful.
He doesn't want to hold him up.
Very respectful, these two drivers, I have noticed, to each other. And that's the second time this season now that we've seen Finnish player let a Legend through. And Ivanzi has spun. Ivanzi has spun, trying to get away from Fusion. Been pushing too hard, of course, got that penalty early on in the lap. And it's cost him. It definitely cost him here, Absolutlol, and he's span.
Now 15 seconds behind, that's a lot.
There you go, and Gravity here, very, very quick at the moment, definitely catching up to the Finnish player. Yeah, quite spaced out battles at the moment, but it's been a decent race. Of course, the wet weather always going to prove to be an issue. Any driver, very difficult conditions. And
just noticed that everyone has points.
yeah, everyone's getting points in this lobby. So there you go.
Right now, the
Legend.
best car is DJ Danny. 7 places up.
A Legend could catch up actually to Ivanzi if he can get his pace on. Of course, he's got fresh tyres on now, so of course that does gain you lap time, as you said.
Visa Gracias, I think, will be in a battle with Finnish play in the next few laps. Less than second the gap.
So, absolutely, we're just going to quickly review the battle that we've seen in this race between VSR Eddie Bondi and VSR Bird. What's your take on it? How
I think that Eddie Bondi has the slight pace advantage, but as we've seen all around, that it's very hard to overtake if you got that pace advantage. That's why Bird was ahead for like till lap 11, I think, or lap 12. And right now Bird is pushing really hard.
It doesn't help Bird as well.
He went sideways 2 times in 3 corners.
Yeah, it doesn't help as well for Bird that he is struggling in these conditions. Yeah, not really. What he needs is Ivanzi going to come into the pit lane now. So he made a mistake. He must be absolutely fuming. It's showing that so
new tyres
doing him wonders. You can see what Ivanzi goes on now. Looks like there's Inters for the Sauber team. I've gone Inters. Let's see if he's made the right decision here.
This could be the same case as it was in Suzuka, but it's going to go not from intermediates to dry. It's going to go from wet to intermediate. Maybe the last few laps will be dry.
Perhaps. Looks like Ivanzi's got quite a lot actually on these intermediates. Definitely
4.2 seconds.
Gravity then. And try and size up and move on Finnish player.
B left.
Yeah, and back in maybe. If not, he's just rage quit. Then Gravity. In the back of Finnish player.
Yeah, I've sent him the invite. If he's coming in, then that will be probably lag.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see. Isn't joining back. It's unfortunate for him. And we're getting the points for this race. Gravity then. Let's have a look at Ivanzi. Ivanzi looks to. It looks like the rain has kind of. Like, what's the word?
Eased off.
Eased off in. And falling from the sky. So, yeah, Ivanzi looks to be pretty quick. Let's see next lap though, whether he can, set the fastest lap. This could prove crucial for a potential.
Right now, what I've seen, I think he's off 3/10 in this lap.
Gain 310.
Just judging by, judging by the gap to DJ Danny.
Okay.
His carpets in. That is for wets. That is probably the AI.
Yeah, I think PT has unfortunately. I think he just had enough of the race. Fortunately for him.
Yep, Typhon is now 9th. Lisa Bird comes into the pits. And gets 5 seconds stop go.
I've just
That means
got
10
it
seconds
paused.
at the end.
So I'm just checking something. Yeah, Peter's gone offline there, so I think he's had enough.
Yep. Bird went to the pits
then.
for instance and got a 5 second stop go. That
I
means
did
10
it.
seconds at the end of the race.
That's
Yep.
unfortunate for him. He always does all
That
this
is very, very
preparation. Absolute loud bird. He always does this preparation, and then he just absolutely bottles it in the race. Gets penalties.
Yeah, he did seem pretty quick. I'm not the fastest driver, but he did beat me by like second a lap in training.
Definitely. 9 drivers then. Much better than Japan. It looks like it's going to be a pretty interesting battle in that midfield anyway. We've got a few drivers on the wets, a few drivers on inters, so they could be meeting on circuit.
And actually is really cutting chunks out of DJ Lenny, if you can see every corner.
Yeah, intermediates are definitely the tyres to be on at this point. Here we go then, round this corner.
Bats took a second out from the first sector here.
Of course, Danny, we've seen him. He's known for his quite aggressive defending. We've seen on Pete early on in the race. Here we go around the outside.
They have touched.
Danny, very aggressive. Danny then, in the...
It's first still.
Ivanzi in the pit lane as Eddie Perondi goes into the pit lane. So he's going to go onto a set of intermediates. I'm sure I just had Ivanzi into the pit lane then. No, Ivanzi in a slipstream of DJ Danny, up his inside, force him off the track a little bit.
Perondi just went to the wets. I think he thinks that Bird is onto wets. I think he... Yeah, Bird went to the inters.
Perondi's on a set of intermediates, but what's really interesting me right now
Really?
is that Fusion got a 10-second time penalty for coming into the pit lane, so that's very interesting there from Codemasters. Apparently now it's illegal to go into the pit lane, so there you go.
I'm sorry, but Perondi just shows me with wets right now.
He's on intermediates. Intermediates
Yeah,
seem to be
I
the more
see
logical
that
try
in
for him
the
to be
spectator
on as
menu
well.
though.
Ivanzi then.
Yeah,
Fastest lap, there you go.
Inters the times to
Showing
go.
Bird then. It looks like, it does actually look like Absolutlol, but Bird is catching Perondi, and this tyre change has definitely helped him. But the only thing that Bird has is he has other than he also has a stop go. So
That is 16 seconds. I'll check for O Legend.
That's a lot.
Okay,
of
Legend hasn't got a
seconds.
penalty. He's got
Sorry,
2
who?
warnings, but he hasn't got a penalty. If it finishes right now, Legend is second, but Bird is pulling away from him.
And he looks like he's catching Perondi as well.
Bird might win on track, but he won't win on penalties.
Typhon Killer, full wet tyres, and he set the fastest lap. That's showing something.
Interesting.
The Legend.
No, he's on
Made a mistake
Inters.
there.
He's on
He's
Inters.
on wet, so he's definitely losing the grip. So he needs to pit. He still wants.
He's on tyres through the Spectre menu.
If he
and
wants
Bird
some
goes fast.
decent, yeah, he's just had to let Fusion pass there. There's no way that he's gonna defend from Fusion. He's so slow coming out the corners. Look at him coming into the pit lane. So unfortunate for the Legend.
Evanxi is now 5th. Gravity is 6th. Finish. Oh, sorry. He's 5th, and Finish might be 6th.
Looks like Ivanzi, sorry, is gonna be. Yeah, he has overtook our Legend in pit, so he's up in a P4. The change for Inters has definitely helped him.
Finish by is not going to be ahead of him. He's slotted B6.
Fusion penalty.
Toxic Fusion gets a penalty.
Oh, so many penalties. Don't you just love it? Ivanzi
Right,
penalty.
as Avanxi gets another one.
These drivers really struggling with keeping the car in the white lines. But the track is damp, the track is slippery. Very difficult. Oh, Legend, another penalty. Oh, Legend, if he's to continue and, try and get in the fight for the championship next season, he needs to really work on his cornering abilities, because he's getting a lot of penalties every single race. Absolutely, I don't know if you've noticed yourself, but
Yeah, I have.
he's
I
struggling.
know that this
to
track
keep it
is
in the
very
white
hard
line.
on the corner cut. Because
Yes,
in
but-
AOR actually got a disqualification for too many
But
corner
the thing,
cut
the thing
warnings.
with O Legend is that he's getting these amounts of corner cut penalties every single race. And Typhon Killer has gone onto a set of slick compound tyres. That's
He just
so
said in chat,
interesting,
no.
and he's gonna have so much fun going around the circuit just to make sure now that he goes back into the lane.
As I read no, you shouted that so the Typhon Killer has gone on soft. That explains everything. He may have tried to switch his fuel mixture from like standard or rich to lean, and pressed up and then switched to soft by accident. Yeah.
VSR Eddie Perondi, he's absolutely flying. He has been the star
Bird
of the
is-
show, whatever you want to call it, whatever the saying is. He has been absolutely unstoppable here in America, and he's shown Absolutlol that he should be up there. He should be up there in championship fight, but because of his disconnections, because of his bad luck, he's not up there, and it's really frustrating for him. For him that he can't, be up there.
I think he could qualify for esports if he just sweats out qualifying for one of them.
Definitely.
But he might get disconnected. That will be his worst nightmare if he gets disconnected in esports.
But no, I think isn't the esports on like a LAN connection, connected to the same network?
Yeah, but I mean qualification races.
Oh yeah.
That yeah, in the final, I don't know if he will get to the final. I don't think he's that quick. So, well, that's my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, that's it though.
Alright.
Knock a man when he's down and not, getting the championship or anything. Okay, so it looks like the battles have really calmed down now.
Typhon pits in and gets
And
a 5
Typhon-
second stop go.
Typhon's getting 2 points anyway out of this race, so he must be absolutely delighted.
I think he might get beaten by B's Ghost as he switched to Super Soft.
Oh, he's going on to Ultra
What
Soft,
the
so now he's just like checking all the tyres now. That's a bit dangerous, but we need to keep an eye on that.
What is he doing?
I don't know, but we're going to have to keep an eye on that.
I'll keep an eye on that.
But I'm sure that
Let's
he's
go on
not
Supers.
going to take anyone out, but it is, you know, of course, a danger to the other drivers in this race. So we have to
Like
keep
me
an
in
eye on that.
Singapore. That was very shambolic.
So, Absolutlol, we're coming up to the end of the season, of course. What's been your perception on O-Legend X this season? I'm just going to speak through these drivers.
Legend
still
X,
racing.
I think he's, you know, a midfield driver. Like, maybe a Renault in F1. Nah, he's down in the midfield. He isn't really that noticeable. But he can like consistently just be in the low points.
Okay. How about finished player? Because he's definitely shown himself in the last few races. He's not been so good.
He's quick when
in
guys
Japan, USA.
working, but when he can't drive as well, when the surf isn't as well, when the track isn't as well, then he drops off massively. Because in Malaysia he finished, I think, 6/10 behind Tokyo for second, and now he's 7th. Quickly, 48 seconds behind the Grande.
Yeah. So, someone joined or retired because Mitch just came from high school.
Didn't go and see that. I was trying to get a finish place gap to Edinburgh.
Yeah. So, from what you've seen, Absolutlol, what's your opinion on DJ Danny? Like so far this season.
Very quick, but tends to, I think, be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Like I
I'll agree with
remember
that.
in Italy, where because I got punted off at the second chicane and tried to rejoin the track and got hit by someone on the track, and then just a domino reaction, and he was in the wall.
Okay. So yeah, this season Absolutlol has been a season. It's been a very. I don't really know why I'm doing a this season speech because we're only on America.
There's still
but,
3 more races.
But no, this season has so far anyway has been it's been full of twists and turns. You know, we started in Australia. And of course you were in there, but when did you join again? Sorry,
I joined Baku,
Baku. So
did a 7-stop, but and still crashed out.
very fortunate race for you.
Second and last lap.
On that day, but yeah, you know, so many great drivers have actually raced this season. Of course, Corondi, so unlucky for him this season. There's still a chance from what he's showing at the moment in this race that there is still a chance of the championship, but it's very, very slim. So, yeah, it's going to have to take a miracle for him to somehow get back in that championship fight. But, as you said earlier, Absolutlol, anything can happen in Formula 1. I'm sure the wet conditions have not helped the drivers in this race. Eric Stander, unfortunately, he is out of contention for the World Championship. He's blown that away from not turning up for the last few races. So, you know, not what he needs, not what he wanted. But I'm sure that he will still finish in a very comfortable position in the championship. Anyway, Fusion then, Absolutlol, looking very likely that he will win the championship next time out in Mexico. What's been your perception on his season so far?
He's very quick and can draw with. He's very consistent as well with as I said in the start of the race, with when Edu Perondi isn't here, when Eric Stander isn't here, he wins those races. He
Yeah,
takes
definitely-
those races.
Definitely he's had the competition, but he definitely knows how to optimise his opportunities, optimise his chances of success, and definitely done that this season. He's next week. If Perondi pulls something incredibly out the bag in Mexico, yeah, he could. Fusion could well be on his way to be the most successful STD driver in the only 3-time world champion. So in STB's history. So there you go. Of course, Absolutlol, we have the 4-year anniversary in 2 weeks' time. Oh,
And
no, it's Vanzi!
He
It's
crashed.
Vanzi! It looks like he's hit the curb. Toyfon's out as well. So that is
He was
big.
on ultra soft, that's why.
That is massive
God.
for Ivanzi right there. Ivanzi just completely. I just went to him, and
I saw him backwards with no wheel.
he's
Lost it at turn 2.
He's just thumped it. He's out. He's out the USGP. There you go. He's messed it up. That's it. Oh, so unlucky for him. He was looking solid for at least, a P6, but not a P6, a P4 position. Sorry, and yeah, just Absolutlol. So much action in this race. Typhon as well was caught up in that. Oh, so interesting. But as I was saying, Absolutlol, before that madness that happened, that came upon us in the section that Perondi's racing through now. If Perondi cannot do something spectacular in Mexico, Fusion, well, he's champion. At the moment,
I think
it's 61.
Fusion
At the
just
moment, it's 61 points.
finishes
If
the
it
next
finishes like-
race, it's done.
If it finishes like this, Absolutlol, Perondi has to score 11 more points than Fusion in Mexico to have a mathematical chance of the championship. So there you go. If Perondi came up with 2,
Oh no, it's a glitch.
Vanzi is left, so that's that glitch that always happens.
You had
in,
that to do as well.
And yes, I do. That's very unlucky. But as I said,
Oh,
Perondi,
no.
as it stands at the moment, if Perondi gets 11 more points and finishes like this, Perondi gets 11 more points than Fusion in Mexico, he will still have a mathematical chance of the championship. And then more than likely, Fusion will win the championship in Brazil. It's all about these. It's all about the possibilities. It's all about calculating the possibilities of what is going to happen. Between me and you, Absolutlol, hope that Perondi gets more points than Fusion in Mexico. Because obviously we want the championship to go even further and not get won at Mexico. But it's just been an incredible season for Perondi. It's been an incredible season for Fusion. Of course, the drivers are now starting to be a bit, tired from all the racing, tired from all this. Championship's being decided and so on. But I don't know if you'd agree, Absolutlol, but this season's very action-packed. Not the best season, but it's definitely
I'd agree with that one.
definitely been shown up to be an action-packed and very exciting at times season. For those of you watching or just joined us, to do is due to the host leaving the session. So there you go. Perondi leads
That
this
happened
race,
about a minute ago.
followed by Bird. Third is Fusion. Fourth is Gravity. Fifth, I believe, is Legend X. Sixth is Finished Player.
Yep.
And seventh is DJ Danny. So, and that was actually from memory. I lied.
Yeah,
I went on the race
as soon as
director.
it went out, I tried
Yeah.
to run down the
I
field
lied.
myself.
I went on the race director, but I still have a very bad memory anyway. So it's very, it's actually extremely possible for me to still forget things that I've seen 5 seconds ago. Anyway, Petey then.
Agree with that.
Petey's Ghost. Moving around this corner. And yeah, 3 races now remaining after this one, and it's another race done and dusted for the Brazilian. He hasn't lagged out of the session. He hasn't done anything wrong
He's
in
won.
this session. He will come across the line to win the US Grand Prix. Eddie Perondi wins the race. Unfortunately, that it is to do at the end. But commiserations to VSR Bird. He has absolutely done a muck up as DJ Danny there. Kind of
He was an ultra
crashes,
soft.
if you like, trying to go and lose ultra softs at the end of the race. PT goes to
Sick.
P8. He will not get any
Now,
points due to
third.
him just disconnecting. Third, sorry, is Fusion. Fourth is going to be Gravity, but
yes,
Oleg next,
Gravity,
very
but
close
that
behind.
is very
Let's see what he
close.
can do.
Can
The
that be
PT.
fourth for our legend? No.
Going to be
Yep,
going to be
VSR Gravity's
PT.
high.
It says PT, but Legend's made a mistake on the final corner. And Gravity will come
Nah,
home
he's
in
got,
P
he's got,
number
he's got,
4.
he's got, he's got.
Legend originally in P5. And then we've got finished player in P number 6.
Actually forgot
then.
about the bad
Legend.
penalties.
Was it Legend in P5? I don't know. But what
Yes.
an incredible race that was. Not the most action-packed of races, but it definitely showed off to be an incredible race. Now it's time for the podium, for Perondi, Bird and Fusion. There you go.
Oh my god, those
A-
penalties.
A Brazilian on the podium and 2 British drivers. I'm going to invite Fusion and VSR Bird to the party. Unfortunately, Eddie Perondi could not be with us for the interview due to his struggles with the English language, but I am sure that he's very happy with his race. We're going to get Fusion and Bird into the party now, just to speak about the race.
I'll get burned
Um,
by.
So yeah, pretty interesting.
Maybe not. Hello, bud.
Right, pleasure, like,
Add
Fusion,
your
we're going to
audio.
invite Fusion to the party, and then we're going to quickly conduct the podium interviews. Okay, include your audio,
Add your
guys. It's gonna be a
audios.
quick interview, because I unfortunately have to go.
What a silly race.
But we're going to interview Fusion. Fusion, you just said it was a silly race. How come? What happened?
in the first stint, Ivanzi, I don't know, he spun or something, and when he was coming back onto the track, I just had nowhere to go, so I ran into the back of him, and I was literally running the whole race with half a front wing. So it would have lost me too much time coming in and pitting. So it's So I couldn't really sort of show. I couldn't really sort of show my true pace for that whole race, to be fair. But
Okay.
oh well.
As it stands, Fusion, you're not champion. You're not champion. What you do? What are your feelings towards the Mexican Grand Prix? Is that a track that you like, or are you not too fond of the circuit?
It's okay. Like it's one of sort of average tracks. It's
Content
not.
about it.
It's
You're
not.
happy.
Yeah.
Okay, Fusion. Well done for P3. Of course, couldn't show the your true colours. Hopefully, you can show us what a champion's drive is like in Mexico.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Well done.
Thank you.
Bird, you said earlier in the week that you wanted to beat Eddie Perondi. You wanted to win in STB. What went wrong today?
Rain.
Rain.
And
Yeah,
steering wheel,
I did feel
basically.
very sorry for you when Fusion said in his podium, grid interview, his qualifying interview, that it was a wet race. My first thoughts was you.
Edu has a
And-
pad and there's not much you can do with a wheel in the wet, especially when you're up against Edu. So I just tried to keep him behind me for as long as I could, and then when
You
he
did
got
a very
away,
good job,
he
actually.
got away.
What was it like defending from one of the quickest drivers on the game on the Xbox One platform?
Fucking scary. He was on my ass for like so many laps. Like I couldn't get away from him.
I think you got beat in a lap
Kind of
swap.
raped me. Yeah, man. If it wasn't dry, I think I could have had it. I just about beat him in quali by like 200s. If it was dry, I think I could have beat him. But luck wasn't on my side today. Again.
What's your perceptions about the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez? Are you happy with that circuit, or
Sounds like a mouthful. What, Mexico?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not bad at it. I don't mind it. It's good for battling, so something to look forward to. But I don't think I'll win there if Eddie shows up. Plus, Mexico is not really one of my strong tracks anyway, so.
Okay, well, hopefully you can still get some good preparation in before the race. Okay.
Yeah.
The season is slowly drawing to a close. The season is slowly drawing in on some of the drivers which are being caught out by just tiredness of all the racing. That concludes round. I'm not even gonna attempt to say it because I do not know. But that concludes your United States Grand Prix live here from Austin, Texas. It is on the calendar for season 12, so we will be back next season around this circuit. But join us next season for one of my favourite circuits on the calendar and a very, very special circuit in my heart. The only track which has given me an STB victory. A victory that Bird has not got yet. So that is something to be very, very, very proud of. Sorry for the shade.
Roasted.
But you can also see a bit of Spanish side to me, as of course Mexico is the Spanish kind of country of Central America. Do join us next week for what is going to be an incredible Grand Prix at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez in Mexico City in Mexico. Eddie Pirandi, as it stands, needs to get 11 more points than Fusion for a mathematical chance of winning the Driver Championship. Can he do it, or is Fusion going to come away and be the first three-time world champion next week in Mexico? Do join us next week. Thank you for Absolutlol for joining me in the combox. Well done to the podium finishers. And for the third time, we'll see you next week for the Mexican Grand Prix.